not talking into a live microphone. I am delighted to welcome you here, whether you are visiting this morning or a regular member. Please check the reader if you have any questions, and please make sure you have an order of service, some grading material, and a pencil as part of today's service. Today, we acknowledge that we are in a place that was once the Wampanoag village of Patuxent. We strive to follow their example and be faithful stewards of this sacred land. Today's theme for the service is sowing, reflection and release. The first part of our service is recorded. Following the benediction, the recording will end. We are going to have a procession outside with our costumed friends, and then encourage everyone else to process out afterward, after the costumed individuals have left or have started the procession. This service, as all of our services, will be posted on our Facebook page and on YouTube, and we also share our services on local public access television. Today's service will be presented by myself and Jen Caton. Our service is being filmed by Linda Harding, and today's live music will be offered by Cindy Hammond and our choir. Because our services vary from week to week, case in point, I am once again in an odd costume before you all. This is not the norm, as you can guess. We suggest that you visit again to experience the variety of worship that we offer. If you are a visitor, please consider signing our guest book, which is in the foyer, so that way you can sign up for our weekly e-blast and learn more about us and what we do. As a reminder, the last 3 rows of the right side of the chapel, my left, your right, are a mask-wearing area for those who would prefer to wear a mask during service. We do also have some masks on that little table to the side right there. We are going to be hosting coffee hour after the service. We invite you to join us for a fellowship and to partake in some delicious spooky treats. If you are interested in helping out with that in the future, please talk to Julia Thomas after the service. I'm sure she would appreciate any help that you are willing to give. Whoever you are, whomever you love, whatever you believe, wherever you are on your journey, let us walk together this hour.
Good morning and welcome. I'm the Reverend Arthur Lavoie, minister here at First Parish in Plymouth. My pronouns are he, him, and his. I'd especially like to welcome anyone who is visiting or watching us online, either on our YouTube channel or on Facebook. We are delighted to have you with us as part of our celebration this morning. Please, again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for being with us in whatever form you are watching. Our call to worship this morning was written by Jen Caton. Gather we now into this space, this time when the wheel turns and the veil shatters. Gather we now to remember, to grieve, to prophesy, to complete our harvests before the long dark comes. Gather we now to tell the old stories and sing the old songs, to be, as we have always been, the voice of our people eternal. Gather we now to celebrate that which was, that which is, and that which will be. Gather we now as we have always done, united by story and bound by love.
We call the guardians of the East, the power of air, where the sun starts its journey each day, shining light to vanquish the darkness, where the seeds of inspiration are sown. So won't it be.
So won't it be.
We call the guardians of the South, the power of fire, where insight and understanding are forged in the great fires. The land from which celebration and lessons of heart are nurtured. So mote it be.
So won't it be.
We call the guardians of the West, the power of water, where the water spirits guide us on our journey inward and help to wash away the pain of the past. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
We call the guardians of the North, the power of earth, where strength and solidity is found, to ground and center us, so that we might have the strength to face the long night and the winter ahead. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
Please rise in body or spirit for our opening hymn, number 73, Chant for the Seasons. Verse.
Badger's Parting Gifts by Susan Wiley. Badger was dependable, reliable, and always ready to lend a helping hand or paw. He was also very old, and he knew almost everything. Badger was so old that he knew he must soon die. Badger wasn't afraid of death. Dying meant only that he would leave his body behind. And as his body didn't work as well as it had in years gone by, Badger wasn't too concerned about that. He only worried about his friends. How would they feel when he was gone? Hoping to prepare them, Badger had told them that someday soon he would be going down the long tunnel, and he hoped they wouldn't be too sad when it happened. One day, as Badger was watching Mole and Frog race down the hillside, he felt especially old and tired. He wished more than anything that he could run with them, but he knew his old legs wouldn't let him. He watched Mole and Frog for a long time, enjoying the sight of his friends being so happy. It was late when he arrived home. He wished the moon good night and closed the curtains on his cold world outside. He made his way slowly down to the warm fire that waited for him in his underground home. He had his supper and then sat down at his desk to write a letter. When he had finished, he settled down in his rocking chair near the fire. He gently rocked himself to and fro, back and forth, and soon was fast asleep, having a strange yet wonderful dream like none he had ever had before. Much to Badger's surprise, he was running. Ahead of him was a very long tunnel. His legs felt strong and sure, and he ran toward the tunnel. He no longer needed his walking stick, so he left it lying on the floor. Badger moved swiftly, running faster and faster through the long passageway until his paws no longer touched the earth. He felt himself turning head over paw, falling and tumbling, but nothing hurt. He felt free. It was as if he had fallen out of his body. The following day, Badger's friends gathered anxiously outside of Badger's door. They were worried because he hadn't come out to say good morning as he always did. Fox broke the news that Badger was dead, and he read the note that Badger left. It said simply, "Gone down the long tunnel. See you later. Bye-bye, Badger." All of the animals had loved Badger and everyone was sad, but they remembered what he had told them, and they could see the light in his tunnel was getting brighter and brighter. The end.
Thank you, Deb. That was beautiful. We warm ourselves by fires we did not light. We sit in the shade of trees we did not plant. We drink from wells we did not dig. Now is the time when we look to your generosity and gratefully accept your offering for the work and future of this community. It is the tradition of this congregation to share in a time of remembrance for those we have lost, our dearly departed. Whether inspired by the solemn practice or by its sister holiday, Dios de los Muertos, we gather mementos and photos to place at the table and honor their spirits, the memories and gifts that they have given us. Not only do we remember those that touched our lives before, more directly, we pay homage to the victims of Salem witch trials. On September 22nd, 1692, 8 people were hanged for their alleged crimes as witches. They were among 20 who were killed as a result of the hysteria that took place in the New England village of Salem, where fear of demonic possession struck panic among the Puritans. A few young girls, including Elizabeth Parish, age 9, Abigail Williams, age 11, claimed to be possessed by the devil and blamed the local witches for their demons. This sent panic through the village of Salem and led to the accusation of more than 200 local citizens over the next several months, including Dorothy Good, who was by far the youngest accused at age 4. She spent 8 months in a prison dungeon before being released, along with her mother, Sarah Good, who was later executed. Sometimes described as witch hunts as seen in Europe from the 1300s to the 1700s, this hysteria resulted in the arrest of nearly 150 people, multiple court hearings, and guilty convictions of dozens. Those found guilty were often chained to the walls of a prison basement known as the witch jail. It was perpetually dark, cold, and wet, and infested with water rats. It is unknown exactly what brought on this mass hysteria in Salem in 1692. Some have theorized that the witch hunts were a result of personal vendettas or economic competition. Still others have suggested that the consumption of poisoned rye grain may have resulted in hallucinations and faulty thinking among the Puritans of New England. Whatever the case, the Salem witch trials and executions were universally declared as a shameful part of history. The Puritans themselves recognized the error of their ways and held a day of prayer on January 15th, 1697, known as a day of official humiliation, to plead with God for forgiveness. In 1702, the trials were declared unlawful. Proctor's Ledge Memorial in Salem reminds us of the appalling tragedies that took place in 1692, including the false imprisonment and murder of innocents. Today, we light a candle and say their names.
Bridget Bishop, George Burroughs, Martha Carrier, Martha Corey, Lydia Dustin, Mary Eastie, Ann Foster, Sarah Good. Elizabeth Howe, George Jacobs Sr., Susanna Martin, Rebecca Nurse, Sarah Osborne, Alice Parker, Mary Parker, John Proctor, Anne Detour, Wilmot Red, Margaret Scott, Roger Toothaker, Samuel Wardell, Sarah Wiles, John Willard. We say your names and honor you today.
Before we begin with those that have touched us personally, I would like to take a moment to remember those that have died from the terrible pandemic that is still with us. The cumulative loss is just under 7 million souls. Nearly 10,000 from the wars in Ukraine, 1,400 in Israel, and the most recent number is 6,747 in Gaza. And the unknown number of the unhoused and those who have no mourners. May we hold them close this sorrow and usher them into a peaceful rest. We take this time to honor those we love, those that have gone before, and in remembrance we speak their names. One of our own has lost someone, her father, Melody Bonnie. Her father's name is Weston Bonnie. Let us say his name today. Weston Bonnie. So this is the moment when I'd like you to take your multi-strands of yarn or pipe cleaner. And hold in your mind the memories you cherish of the one or ones you wish to honor today. Think of how they have touched your lives. Feel their presence with you in this hallowed circle. And then you will twine them together. It can be a braid or simply knot them. If you are knotting them, I suggest knotting them in threes. And if you're using pipe cleaners, twist them in threes. The most important part of this work is to work love into the material. When you have finished, hold them in your palms and send your love to those you wish to honor. They will feel your warmth. And when you are ready, speak their names aloud. Christian knew that now is the time.
Joel Robertson.
Daryl Jones. Don Baker. All Barrett.
Alicena. Denise Ross.
Crone of ages, guide the spirits of those named here. Mother of darkness, these names we share, of those we love now in your care. Guide them gently with love so sweet, blessed be until we meet.
Samhain, when the veil between the worlds is at its thinnest. Samhain is the mirror to Beltane, which we celebrate on May 1st. They are two sides of the same coin. Both of these holidays are points in the wheel of the year, where we experience change in the natural world. Beltane is the bounty of spring leading to the promise of summer heat, while Samhain marks the close of the harvest season and indicates of a looming winter. As we celebrate change in the natural world with these holidays, so too can we celebrate changes within ourselves. When we celebrated Beltane as a community this year, we imbued seeds with an intent that we hoped to see grow, reflecting the growing season. Today's ritual is the inverse of our Beltane rite. Now, at Beltane's opposite, we lay that which does not serve us to rest. I would like you all to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and slowly release it. Repeat that deep breath and slow exhale. And once more. Now, imagine that your energy is spread all around you, floating like gauze on the wind. Take that gauzy energy and visualize it coming back to you, entering your body. Feel it coursing under your skin, buzzing and alive. Take another deep breath. And imagine that you have roots coming out of your feet. Cast these roots deep into the earth and send that buzzing earth into the ground with those roots. This energy will nourish the earth in the winter months. Inhale once again and exhale. You are full of purpose and intent. Now that your excess energy has been returned to the earth, you feel calm and focused. Take another breath in and out. Think about the cycle of life and death that we find ourselves in. It is in the shifting of the seasons, the turning of day to night, the rise and fall of your own breath. It is in the passing of a loved one and the birth of a child. Surrender to your own constant cycle of beginnings and endings, and think about what has changed since Beltane. Think about what you planted then with that seed. What has borne fruit? What has changed? What no longer serves you and should be laid to rest? Take a minute to reflect on that which you wish to let go of. Take a deep breath once more, and as you exhale, open your eyes. Now, please take the blank piece of paper that's in your order of service. You look like this. And write down that which you wish to release or lay to rest. You will release these unwanted things or things which no longer have purpose in our lives by placing these slips of fire, or these slips of paper in fire at the end of today's service. Our closing hymn is number 50 in the prayer book. And now we will begin filing out to the fire circle, starting with our young costumed friends and their family, and the rest of the congregation. Serve you anymore, and then as you cast the paper into the fire, say, I release that which no longer serves me. I release that which no longer serves me. Release that which no longer serves me.
Push the paper in. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. And when you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush. Quiet birds in circled flight, and the soft stars that shine at night do not stand at my grave and cry, not dead, I did not die. Mother Earth, at our journey's end, may we return to the rest of the loving cradle. All the quarters will be released.
Spirits of air, fire, water, and earth, thank you for your presence comes this day. Stay if you will, go if you must. Blessed be.
Our circle is open, but never broken.
Merry meet,
merry part,
and
merry
meet again.
And happy Halloween!